time now for Coming In Hot with Brent Wallace and former Ottawa Senator Jason York.
Afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Coming In Hot. Brent Wallace alongside the smartest man in hockey, Jason York. Soon to join us, one Drake Batherson. Yorkie, nice to see you.
Good to see you too. Good afternoon. A little late show for us today, Wally, to accommodate the Drake.
We like to call that the afternoon delight, Yorkie.
A little afternoon delight from the Anchorman soundtrack, your favorite movie.
I love that. Yeah. Nonsense.
You know what?
This show is always brought to you by Bet365. 4 in a row, or sorry. I think Drake just joined us, but we will get to last night's game in a bit. He didn't just join us. But we just want to have a chat with.
I just saw that.
I wasn't going to say it's just Eric. But we want to have a chance to have a chat with.
We do.
Drake,
we do. Hey, it's the Drake on his off day. Just played back to back. I guess somebody tweeted at me today, but I'm going to use it anyhow. Brian, Drake coming on the show today, Wally. Is a gutsy performance. It's a gutsy performance. It's gutsy. It's gutsy.
It's not. It's not gutsy. Anyway, let's move on. Okay, let's take care of some business before Drake gets here. That way I don't have to hold him up.
Let's do it.
All right. As always, this show proudly presented to you by our presenting sponsor, Bet365. Open an account today with Bet365. Bet on a huge range of markets. So whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Use code NATION. Must be 18 plus. Please play responsibly. Ontario only. Download the app today.
And spring is just around the corner. Going to be plus 15 on the weekend. And you know what that means? It's time to give BI a call for all your landscaping needs. They can help you out with landscape stone, aggregate, maybe even redoing that driveway you've been thinking about doing for all these years. Bonisher Excavating is here to help with competitive pricing on everything that your landscape needs might desire. So give them a call at 613-432-1120 or go to bonisherexcavating.com. BI, helping to shape the Otto Valley.
And once you're done your landscaping, you can head to the course. Drake loves to golf. This show brought to you by Club EG. Club EG is your best bet for amazing golf this season in and around Ottawa. One membership at Club EG gets you access to 60 amazing golf courses at member-only rates. Check out the courses online. By the way, we're giving away a few of them. The Source here, Mountain Creek, Hammond, Marshes, Equinel. Go to clubeg.golf. Plenty of different packages to suit you. They're also run plenty of tournaments in and around the league. So they cater to basically every type of golfer. Clubeg.golf.
Yeah, last one before Drake joins us. And I wonder if he's played the old Tim Hortons course that Ron Joyce owns in Halifax.
Fox Harbor.
Fox Harbor. They actually have a runway in there, Raleigh. You can take your private jet in there.
Yes.
He's
out of Tim's now. Anyway, get on with the show.
I know. Anyways, it's roll up to win is back. Wally has been destroying cups all over town with his tarantula teeth or his Dracula teeth. You could win millions of amazing prizes with just the swipe of a thumb, or you could rip that cup open to find out as well. Imagine
rolling it up now.
Yeah, you're rolling it up now. Did you win?
No.
You lost again, eh? There's lots of great prizes. Sell-off vacations. You get $1,000 of Rakuten cash prizes or an all-new electric 2025 Volkswagen ID Buzz. Even the simple joy of winning a free coffee or donut can make anyone's day, but you only have till March 23rd. So open up that Tim's app and get rolling. It's your game, Canada. So don't let this chance at millions of amazing prizes pass you by. Play roll up to win. Roll up to win. You can't say that fast on the Tim's app today.
We'll see if Drake can say workhorse from Whitehorse fast.
Five times fast. 5 times fast. It can't be done.
Let's bring him on. Number 19 in the program, number 1 in our hearts. Nice to see you, Drake.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Drake, how you
feeling?
Get
a little sleep?
Yeah, I got my whole family here, so got a nice actually little sleep until about 11 today, which was nice.
That's
whole
right.
Whole family
played yesterday.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So my grandparents are here, my parents are here, my aunt's here, and Cuzzy's in here too. So she's a busy house.
Which Drake? Which aunt? Which aunt is in town? Is it Danny's wife?
No, it's Kathy, my dad's sister. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
All right, I got a couple of questions before we get to your new roommate and all the things that are going on with the team. First of all, when you saw the Matthew Highmore play, do you remember seeing it live? Because I don't think a lot of guys saw it right away live. Your reaction to it, and what, if anything, did Highmore say about it?
Yeah, well, we were coming back into the zone. I thought Forsberg stopped it. I had no idea Highmore got a piece of it. And then after the game, Cuzzy did an interview. He's like, man, Highmore got that with a stick. I'm like, no way. And then saw the video after. So, no, that was a crazy play and unreal by Highmore there to get a stick on it.
I've never seen a guy back check so hard in my life. It was a 4-on-2, and then everybody makes it. He tried a great pass. It got picked off, and all of a sudden you're like, oh shit. And then he's right on the goal line. So you can see why Greener loves him. Like, that kid does not quit.
Yeah, no, Heisy's from Dartmouth, so I actually train with him a lot, like at least a few times a week, skates with us. So played against him my whole life pretty much. And yeah, obviously Greener had him in Vancouver there, playing the playoffs for him. And yeah, I mean, he works his ass off, and we're pumped to have him.
Nice. Did he brag at all about, did he even comment? Did he go, hey guys, you should see this play?
No, Heisy's pretty chill. I think he kind of just walked off like nothing happened, really. But I'll be talking about it with him tomorrow for sure.
You brought up the summer skates, so I would be remiss if I didn't ask you your thoughts on one Brad Marchand being a member of the Florida Panthers.
Yeah, that was crazy. I mean, I don't think anyone ever thought he'd leave Boston after being named captain, a year and a half ago now. Yeah. So I'm sure it was a tough day. I know he spends a ton of time there in Boston. He comes home maybe just for a month now. So he's there pretty much year round. He's got 3 kids there. So I'm sure it was a tough day for him. But I think he's going to enjoy Florida, obviously going to a good team. So, and then we'll see what happens again this summer.
Drake, trade deadline's tough for everybody. And obviously, Wally is still very disappointed. He's had a man crush on Josh, so it's tough. He's got to take things. He's had to take things slow here the last couple of days. He's been very upset about it. But everyone's been talking about your relationship with Cousins. You play with him at the World Championship. You guys just seem like you have some natural chemistry. Watching you two, you play off each other so well. And I can't believe how physical he is. 17 hits in his first 2 games. But it must be a treat to play with him.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. Obviously, we played together at the World Championships there. Got really close, legit the first night we were together over there in Finland. And then for the rest of the tournament, we ended up getting on the line together, having some great chemistry. And then, getting him here, it's been an awesome fit. I mean, I seen what he could do at the World Championships. And he's been doing that ever since he stepped into our lineup. So, no, he's a great kid too off the ice. Awesome guy, a guy you want to hang out with. So it was tough because you lose an amazing friend in Josh, but then you have a great friend coming in. So it was a really weird day and a tough day for sure.
How he's living with you, and everybody's been talking about that. Because you talked to him on a day, how fired up is he right now to be in a playoff race? Because he went from one scenario and all of a sudden his first game, and I was at the game and I saw when he scored, and he must have felt unbelievable, like a chill going down your spine, getting that reception coming in. For
sure. I mean, it was just such a crazy day. Obviously losing Josh, who I've been tight with since his first game of pro in Belleville. We played every year together, seen each other every day together. And then Dylan coming in, I picked him up at the airport because I know if I was traded, I would love that if someone just picked me up and brought me into their house and make it a lot easier. So figured I'd do that. And then speaking of the devil, he's right here. You want to come say hi to the boys?
All we do is pump his tires for the last 3 games.
Oh yeah. He's pumping the tires.
Just pumping the tires here, man.
What's going on? Okay, so what's Drake like as a landlord?
Always been great. Yeah, made my life easy. It's been nice.
Is he you've got points in 3 straight games? What's he feeding you?
I made a good steak the other night. Nice barbecue steak. Yeah.
Is that your specialty, Drake? If you're doing a go-to meal, you're going steak.
Yeah, it's always involved with the barbecue too. Everything I cook, so
All
it was
right,
all right. You might
gonna
just
ask-
say he likes it.
I'm gonna ask you guys a very important question because the guy with the gray hair over here, Wally, likes a well-done steak. How do you guys cook your steaks?
Medium rare.
Yeah,
you are,
medium
right?
rare. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a crime to go well done, isn't it, fellas? It's a crime.
It's a waste of meat.
Yeah.
Dylan, on a serious note, what's it been like for you to, I don't want to say re-energize, and I'm not trying to make this about coming out of Buffalo, but you come to a team that's in a playoff race. This team has welcomed you. Everything has been good. You've been putting up points, playing well. I'm just curious of what this little whirlwind has been like.
Yeah, it's been a crazy few days here, but I think it's turned out great. I couldn't be happier to be here and to be playing these big games at this time of the year. It's what you want. So the boys here have made it really easy for me, and I've it's been a lot of fun. Yeah.
Hey, Dylan, I was at your first game, and I read the comment there. You're talking about the hair standing up on the back of your neck. That must have felt unbelievable, getting that ovation in Ottawa with a full house like that.
Oh yeah, it felt incredible. Just to hear them all cheer like that, it was crazy. I couldn't believe it. It was awesome.
Do you go by Workhorse from Whitehorse very often?
Kind of died off these last few years, but I guess it's getting brought back now.
Like, he doesn't walk in the room and Drake says, "Hey, Workhorse from Whitehorse."
I just wanted to know his reaction, Yorkie. Leave me alone. By the way, we do have one picture. We got a snap of the two of you last night before you went to bed. Do you want to throw that pic up, Jake? There's the two of you snuggled into the Batherson residence.
That looks about right.
All right, we'll let you go, Dylan. I know I appreciate you stopping by.
Yeah, no problem.
Thanks,
Good luck
Dylan.
tomorrow.
Just slides in there, eh?
Yeah.
Oh.
That's
What do you
good.
charge? What are you charging him, Drake, for plunking in there?
He keeps scoring. It's free rent. Yeah.
Damn right it is.
Yeah.
That seems fair.
Yeah.
Oh boy. You even with the chemistry you've had with David Perron lately, like, I got to talk about DP for a bit, man. He's been so good the last couple of weeks. Like, you guys are on pucks, and it seems like your line's playing really physical. Like the three of you right now, it must be a lot of fun, and it must be great. Everything DP went through all year to see him playing this well now.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. I think back to last year when he was with Detroit, they almost made it into the playoffs, and he was unbelievable for them the last 20 games. He was so clutch, scored some goals with seconds left on the clock to get them points in games. So obviously won a cup, been to the final a couple times. So whenever you can add a guy like that with his experience, and he brings so much energy in the rink. This guy doesn't get tired. I don't know. He's got I think he's got 4 kids at home, and he comes in and he's full energy. Yeah, no, he's been awesome. And me, him, and Cuzzy actually all sit right next to each other in the dressing room too. So no, it's good.
Do they is that how you guys do it in the room? Do you guys do it by lines, or is it just random?
Yeah, a few of us has kind of had the same stall for a long time now. So
Okay.
It's just, it kind of changes up. Like when G came in, he got to pick wherever he wanted and stuff. So it depends on the year, I guess.
Nice.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, I know Zetterlund's at the end of the row. What do you think of your other new teammate?
Yeah, no, it's been awesome. All 3 guys we got there have been great, fit right in. Obviously, he's living with Timmy. Timmy's showing him around town. So it's been awesome. It'll be nice to get on the road Friday in Toronto and all grab dinner together and even get to know them more.
Where would Tim Stutzla take Fabian Zetterlund to see the city? Where's his first stop?
Probably Giovanni's. I think Timmy eats there 4 times a week. So he's probably taking him there for dinner, and then I don't know, maybe the spa, maybe the Nordic spa. Yeah.
Oh, he does dinner at the spa too. Do a spa day. Do a little dinner.
Yeah,
there?
a little lunch. Sauna, cold tub, dinner. I don't know. Yeah,
There's
nice spot, though.
Do you ever go to the sneaky spa, Drake? Because I know you live in Westbury. There's like a sneaky spa right over the bridge. You take a left. It's and it's got a little sushi restaurant in there. You ever try that place out?
I've heard many good things about that place, but I haven't been yet. I used to go to the Nordic spa a ton and been meaning to go to that one just across the bridge there, but haven't got over there. No.
Great. I'm trying to remember the name of it, Wally, but it's got a great sushi restaurant in there, and it got cold tubs. It's just a mini version of Le Nordique, but it's only a 5-minute drive.
I don't know if sneaky spa is the way to word it.
That's not one of those places. It's not one of those places. I don't want to get anybody in trouble over here. It's sneaky. What I mean is sneaky good. It's sneaky good, Wally. Sneaky good.
Drake, you've been around for an awfully long time. Your reaction of what it's like right now to be in the position your team is in, and especially coming out of the break, the Four Nations break, of how well this team has played, minus the Detroit game.
Yeah, I mean, I've never seen anything like it. Like the other night, it's a Monday night. We're coming out for warm up. The place is jammed. Like I can't remember the last time it was sold out on a Monday, unless we're playing maybe McDavid or something like that. But the buzz is crazy. We went out for dinner after the game, the 12:30 game there on Saturday, and just the people coming up and hearing how fired up everyone is around town. So, no, I've never seen it buzzing like this. And I mean, all the trainers and stuff said it's crazy when you're in the hunt or in the playoffs. So we're experiencing that now, and it's awesome.
Oh, it's unbelievable, Drake. It just gets better and better, especially the nice weather comes. It's the best time to go to the rink. But I got to ask you about. You talked about the buzz. You guys have a really good record back-to-backs this year, and everybody always says the backs are so tough. Why do you think you guys are having success in your back-to-backs this year?
Hard to say. I mean, that's a great question. I found maybe my first few years back-to-backs a little tougher, and then you kind of figure out what you need to do, I think, between games to keep you ready. And I think it just comes down to more mentally on a back-to-back. I mean, the less mistakes you can make, the more simpler you can play, especially a game on the road. I think you'll just find some success off of that. And I mean, the goalies played great for us the last two games, so that helped for sure.
What did anybody come up and say, like, what do you say to Allmark after a game like that? Like, that might have been the best. Wally and I were talking about, that's the best performance I've seen. Oh boy, I got to go back to Craig Anderson. Like, it was unreal what he did that night, Drake. Like, what did you guys do when you got back in the room?
We gave him a standing ovation. I think he was out on the ice doing an interview or whatever. And every guy was standing up and just giving him like this kind of slow clap. But no, it was unbelievable. I mean, he had 27 shots or something in the second period, and
crazy
ones that you're like, oh, this one's going in, and then he somehow saved it. So, I mean, we knew he had that in him. Obviously, winning the Vezina a few years ago, and he's showing that now. It's awesome.
Did he complain after? And I don't mean that in a negative way. He said he took the last shot in the package, if you will. And so he was like not feeling great afterwards.
Yeah, I'd imagine that didn't feel great, but I mean, he did have a big celly right after, so he couldn't have been feeling too bad.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
By the way, I keep wanting to know. It's late in the year, but do you guys have anything for player of the game in the room this year?
No, we were supposed to have one thing, but it got lost when we were on the road. So we've just been going nothing this year. And I don't know. I think we're going to stick to it. I mean, we had the one thing there, but it got lost. So I think that's it.
What was it, Drake? Can you tell what it was?
It's actually a hilarious story. We were out, the full team was out having lunch or whatever. We're sitting under this tree outside in the patio. I'm sitting next to Clevin. This branch snaps off the tree, comes down, cracks him in the head. And he was hurt. Like, he had a bag of ice the rest of the time, just like sitting there. Yeah. And we're like, that's it, boys. It's the branch. We're carrying that branch around. It was like an old branch. We bring it to dinner after, and we give it to the valet guy. The valet guy lost it. Like,
Oh no!
yeah, it was probably like another valet guy was like, "What's this branch doing here?" and just threw it away.
Oh.
That's what I think happened. But yeah, it was going to be the branch. So yeah, it was hilarious though. Thank God it didn't hit me. I was right next to him.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
How does a branch fall on someone's head at lunch? Like, where were you guys sitting? Like, where were you at?
We were in Dallas at some outdoor patio, and it was like 25 and sunny out on a day off, and then this thing just came barreling down and cracked. It probably fell like 20 feet. Just nice sized branch too, probably like 4 feet. I don't know how the trainers would have got that around, but
did Clevin go down? Did he go down when he hit it?
he just kind of ate it and just was like so rattled. But,
I don't blame him.
He's trying to get a free bill after, I think, but
no chance.
You are known to be bucket list during warm up. You spend a lot of time on your lovely hair. Would you consider, since you haven't scored in 10 games, possibly doing the Tim Stützle route, maybe shaving your head?
Yeah, I think I've thought about every possibility to do something this year, but I don't know. Hopefully, my mom's homemade cooking will do the trick.
Nice.
But it's been working for him. I mean, like 14 points, and it was or 14 games with points in the last 15 with it or something. So
he's been so good. Like it's the best I've seen him play, Drake. I don't think I can remember Timmy playing like he is right now. Yeah,
no, he's just so confident. I mean, he's just a confident guy regardless, and then when he's buzzing out there, it's fun to watch, man. He's flying.
Drake, there was a point in the year this year where I thought you were arguably the best player on this team, the way you're playing, handling up like the puck. I joked the wall. I'm like, it's like he's got fly paper on your stick. Like you just everything you touched, something great happened. The saucer passes, the shots, and then it seemed you couldn't buy a goal. I try to explain this to people. Everybody struggles with confidence, but now you seem like you're just kind of playing simple. You're playing physical. Maybe describe how you're feeling now. Like it seems like you're feeling confident again.
Yeah, no, it's tough. I mean, as a player, when you're confident, everything seems to be coming easy, and then boom, it can kind of just go away. And as a player, you're trying to figure out like, how does that happen? How do I get back to that? And I think you just kind of got to get it balanced or whatever. And then, right now, I mean, I'm just trying to work as hard as I can, be physical, and trying to create stuff off that. And as long as we're winning right now, I'm just trying to do whatever it takes to win because it's so tight right now. It's fun to play in.
Well, you're getting greasy points right now on the forecheck. You're going in and hitting guys, jarring a puck loose. Somebody gets it and passes it out, and you get your assists that way.
Yeah, I mean, I'll take them any way I can get them.
It should also be noted, you just had your what's this now? Your third straight 50-point season.
There you go.
You still continue to put up points. Okay, so you brought it up about you obviously notice you're not scoring. Have you changed anything? Do you ever get into that mode?
Yeah, I mean, in years past, I've changed my stick up like 5-6 times, but I don't know. I might have to change something up here for sure. But I mean, we're winning at the same time, so I'd be a lot worse if we were losing.
Exactly.
But,
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's been a little bit smoother of a ride, I think. But no, hopefully they start going in here when the time matters.
Quickly back to what day? Saturday. I can't remember what today. Today's Thursday. So Tuesday night, your sister May, who plays in the PWHL, got to drop the puck at center ice. I'm curious. Today's Wednesday, by the way. So Monday.
The non-game day.
Yeah.
That's how I look at it.
That's the only way I can remember the days too. Did they play today? No. Curious of what that moment was like for you in an NHL game. Here's your sister dropping the puck, and you're taking the face off.
It was unreal. I mean, we were chatting about it that morning. Like, who would ever thought you'd be dropping a puck at an NHL game, let alone me playing in one. So, pretty cool moment. I mean, she's living out her dream there, playing in that league. She loves every second of it. So, it was a really cool night for Ottawa to do that, have her whole team there in a box. So, I got to thank them for doing that. And, she did great. She had like 6 interviews that day. She was pretty nervous, so it was nice for her to get that spotlight, and she enjoyed every second of it.
Families interviewed, Amazon stars now.
Yeah, I heard that. There was an interview during the game, I think, or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. So no, it was cool.
That's a cool moment.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty neat of just being able to experience that at an NHL level. Okay, so Brady goes to, and Jake, even for that matter, they go to Four Nations. They come back. Nick Matt and Powell, obviously, as well. But Brady has looked like I don't know if it's a man possessed. He said when he came back, it was going to be playoff hockey and he was going to do whatever he could, basically. Have you seen a difference in the way he has played coming back from Four Nations?
For sure.
Or did he say anything in the room? I'm just curious of what it's been like since.
Yeah, no, I think he just showed everyone. I mean, that's the best hockey I've ever watched by a mile, and he was dominating. I mean, the way he was so physical, making plays, scoring goals at that level, I think it just gave him another whole boost of confidence coming back here. And I know how bad he wants to play in the playoffs. So, I mean, he can show in meaningful games that he can be a difference maker, and he's been doing that for us right now. It's been really clutch, scored some big goals, and it's been unreal to watch, and can't wait to watch him for the rest of the way.
He's not bad.
He's got that little shot, far post coming on the offside, about 2 feet off the ice. That seems to be a spot right there.
Yeah, he rips it too. Like they show how fast the shot is on TV. His snapshots are like 85, close to 90 miles an hour, which like some guys can't even rip a slap shot that much.
It's pretty crazy because when he first came, his first couple of years, like, oh yeah, he's going to score a lot of goals from inside the blue paint, like he does. He's so good in front of the net, but it's like he's added another layer to his game, like an outside shooting. Like as you know, it's tough to beat goalies in NHL from that distance.
For sure, yeah. I mean, obviously he makes a living in front of the net, but like you said, he's kind of added that shot from far out and beating goalies clean. So there's not many guys in the league that can beat a goalie clean from around the top of the circles with no screen, and he's been doing that. So credit to him. He works on a shot all the time with Ben Sexton before practice, and it's paying off for sure.
You've also been out too, and I've seen you chatting with Alfie quite a bit. If I'm like, what has he taught you or told you or changed in your game, if anything?
Yeah, like we've talked about so many different things. I mean, Alfie just loves everything about hockey. He knows so much. Obviously played forever, Hall of Famer. So any little thing, I remember last year, like he brought me in and we just watched shootouts for like 20 minutes, talked about shootout moves, talked about one-timers. I mean, legit anything we could be talking about on a daily basis, different guys on the power play in the league, like could be anything. So sometimes golf too, like it all depends. But no, he's awesome. He's just so great to have on the bench, talk about plays, the way he sees the game. It's a real treat having him in the room and behind the bench for sure.
You just brought up Brady's shot. Did you not win hardest shot again this year?
Yeah.
Yours is pretty good.
Yeah, I got to use it more, I guess. Yeah.
Fair enough.
I just got a text from somebody.
Oh.
It's from your uncle, Drake.
Oh yeah.
He says it would be nice to see him fight someone. Maybe run the goalie. That's from Uncle Denny.
Yeah, I know. It was funny. It was like I think it was my first year pro. I scored like a hat trick or something. Didn't hear from Denny, and then like I fought a guy the next night and we lost like 5-2. And my first text was from Denny. Like I love that. So,
did I ever tell you? I think I might have told you this story when Denny and I were partners in the minors, Drake.
Yeah.
Win or lose, we'd be sitting on the bench, and our D coach was an old fighter, Joe Patterson. Denny's listening. This is a true story, Denny. Don't deny it. Denny would pick a guy to go after and fight at the end of every single game pretty well. Win or lose, he wanted to just go grab someone and beat him up. True story.
Yeah. The old graveyard shift, beat you in the dressing room.
Right?
Yeah. Alfie's told me a few good Denny stories too.
Best laugh in hockey. He has the best laugh in hockey.
Oh, it's hilarious. You just
so good.
Listen to it. It's awesome. Yeah.
Drake, as you go to the rink these days, as you're now in the whole playoff thing is different, right? So we're asking questions because I'm curious of how the feeling is around the room, confidence wise. Do you guys just now go into games, obviously, thinking you're going to win these games as opposed to you're just hoping you might win them? Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, I think it's like, I think it's a bit of confidence, but also it's like it's so tight that you just have to take it one game at a time. I mean, you can only control standings wise what you do that night, and that's just kind of been our mindset. I think playing a lot of teams in our division too, going down the stretch. So yeah, I think we're just taking it one game at a time. Like even the back, we weren't even thinking about flying out that night to Philly and having to play the next day. We were just so focused on Detroit, obviously because they were right behind us, and that's just kind of been the mindset. Just one game at a time, and yeah, just focus on that.
If you could not be down going into the third and making our lives easier, we would appreciate that, by the way.
Yeah.
Like, come back against Washington.
Yeah.
These things are hard on us.
Yeah, oh, they're hard on us too, for sure. So it's a lot nicer. Like last night, being up one going into the third, it's way better.
Drake, what do you so steak before the last home game? What's your mom cooking up tonight? What are you guys doing?
Yeah, she cooked like a homemade soup today. Just had that, made me breakfast, and then I think she cooked like a shepherd's pie for everyone. And then she's like, if you want to go get a steak, you can go get one. But I think I feel pretty bad being the only guy eating steak, so might have to grab a few more.
Lisa won't make me a shepherd's pie. I've asked and asked for years.
Yeah, no, it's
she
great.
doesn't like it. I love a good shepherd's pie.
She cooks like huge portions too, so you have it for a couple of days. It's awesome. Yeah.
All right, I don't want to keep you. I know I didn't know your family was still staying when I asked you to come on the show, so I appreciate.
Oh, no, that's all right. We've been just getting ready for the players tournament tomorrow. My grandpa and my dad are huge golfers, so they've had that on all day.
So Drake, yeah. Wally says you want to come down when I'm finished doing the house for the christening of the patio, the old-fashioned patio.
Absolutely, yeah, I would love to. Maybe in the springtime after the games or something. I would love that.
You guys got to make a deal to keep playing then, so we can have you over.
Absolutely, let's do it. Can't wait.
Right now.
When is the estate going to be done?
Mid-May. So, yeah,
Okay.
we'll have a little.
It's looking good. I walk the dog past there almost every day, so I'm keeping a close eye on it for you.
Slowly but surely.
People in the chat have asked about Bobby. Is Bobby around?
He's not down. I'm actually downstairs where Dylan is right now. He was out, so I came down here. But my dad's got him on a walk right now, actually, I think. Yeah.
All right. Because there have been a lot of people in the chat asking for Bobby.
Yeah.
What kind of dog's Bobby? What kind of
he's a French bulldog. Just
okay.
Yeah. He's built like a fire hydrant, just a short, stocky thing. He's awesome though.
He's built like Zetterland.
Yeah, I know exactly. I don't know if he can deadlift as much as him, but
that's insane. Have you ever seen a guy deadlift that much? That's not 660 pounds.
Yeah, no, that's insane. Like I can lift half of that, maybe. I don't think many guys can lift that. Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Has he been quiet? He's very short in his answers with interviews, but I get a sense that he actually, and Magnus Arvidsson, the former senator, said that he was life of the party back home. Has he been quiet?
Yeah, I think it's like, it's a little different for him because he doesn't really know anyone. I think he knows Allmark a bit just from Sweden and stuff. I don't know if they played a world championships together or something, but like obviously Kazi coming in here, he knew like 3 or 4 guys. So I think he said he didn't like really know anyone coming in. So I'm sure he'll warm up. I mean, it doesn't take long for hockey guys to click. So he'll warm up for sure. And he's living with Timmy now. So yeah, he'll warm up.
It is it's a fun room to be around. Although I will say, like the trade deadline day, I meant to ask you this earlier. Can you take us through the practice? Just because I'm thinking that practice was probably just going through the motions. It's not like you all. I know you guys understand the business, and you've been around long enough to see guys come and go. But I think Josh is a different level, if you will, of just how close he was to everybody. And I'm curious of what that practice was like.
Yeah, it was crazy. I mean, we're getting ready to play a huge game against the Rangers the next day, so we're all excited to get out there and get ready for that. And then we get over. It was at the Bell Sensplex that day, and it was supposed to be 11 o'clock practice, and we get over there. It's like 10:45, and Brommer comes in. He's like, "Boys, practice is pushed back to 11:15, and go out there. The ice is all done." We're like, not sure why it's pushed back. So we're all in the room hanging out. It's like me, Josh, Brady, Timmy, G, Shabby, a few of us, and our strength coach comes in and tells Josh Greener's looking for you, and we're like, we kind of bury our heads. We're like, oh, that's not good. And then you got traded right there, and then obviously didn't see him and JBD on the ice, so figured something was up. And then we went through the whole practice. I had no idea where or who was coming back, so it was. I mean, it's tough to practice after losing a buddy like that. You spent the last 6-7 years with close friends, so yeah, it was a tough practice just because you want to have a good practice before the next game. You're playing the Rangers at 12:30, so yeah, it was a really weird day for sure.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember, like, there's been a few times in my career where there have been some trades or whatever, and you just know how much that ripples through the room. And even like he was your centerman for a long time. And I know he was your roommate, or sorry, your line mate, even in Belleville for a long time. So I can just, you can see the emotion on this one.
Yeah, it was tough. I mean, like 5-6 of us went to his house after, helped him pack up, and then boom, he was gone on a plane. And 2 hours later, I was picking Dylan up at the airport. So yeah, it was an emotional day for sure. But yeah, that's hockey. You never know what's going to happen. I guess part of the business.
Yeah, it's tough.
It's so crazy. It just happens. You hit it right there. It happens so quick. I got traded on the airplane once. We landed and I was gone.
Yeah, and like nowadays, like people find out on like Twitter way before like you actually get a call from the GM or whatever. So it's wild.
Have you talked or had text conversations with Josh of late? Like, I mean, how's he doing?
Yeah, I haven't really chatted with him a whole lot since he's been there. We've just been kind of busy and stuff, and family in here. So I seen he made a nice play the other night there to set up a goal. So we play them 2 more times. We go there, so I'm sure we'll catch up and see how he's doing.
Absolutely. Well, I'll let you catch up with your family. Appreciate it. Good luck tomorrow. I will see you at the rink in the morning.
Sounds good. Thanks for having me on again, guys. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Drake. Appreciate it.
Have a good one.
Drake Batherson. Always one of the good guys, really.
You're a little down again, aren't you? You're a little sad again, aren't you?
No, I didn't know. I didn't know Josh was in the room when he got traded. That's a tough one.
It's going to take some time for you. It's going to take some time.
So I don't know. You didn't notice because you don't ever pay attention, but the opening, we had to take his name out of the opening. And who did we insert in? Drake Batherson's name.
Ah, nice. Yeah, it's a thing. It's part of the business, but it's never easy, especially when you got guys that have been on your team that long. But it's guys move on and they go on and it's just part of it. It's a tough day for everybody. But this was like you said, a little bit tougher because you got like long-standing relationship and you leave. There's a special thing going on out right now. Well, you can feel it. You can feel it in the rink. Energy's different. There's just the way Drake's talking and Dylan coming on. They're like guys are jacked up right now because this is the great thing. Everybody always shits on playing in Canadian markets, but Canadian markets this time of year, you walk around the city, people are talking about it, people are excited. You go for lunch, I'm actually getting a chill in my spine right now while he's talking about it. I remember those days in the playoffs here. It was some of the greatest times of my life. And Denny VL's watching right now. Denny, you'll agree. That's why you play this game. And in Canadian markets, the fans appreciate it so much and they love it. Like all my buddies right now are talking about the stretch run here and the playoffs coming. And hopefully this team's able to keep it up because this is what you play for. You play for a chance just to get in, a chance to win. And you get a 1 in 16 chance to win the Stanley Cup, which is I like those odds.
There's pictures, and I know I've seen them around the rink. The massive people that were outside, I'm sure it's the Eastern Conference final as well, but the Cup final in 07, where it's just like a
crazy.
mass of people, it was. I used to go walk around it all the time just to be involved, just to see it. It's such a feeling. Like I told you, like I've only missed the first year that the Sens have made the playoffs, and that's like I've been to every other game.
It's awesome.
It's an amazing environment.
I was playing in Boston the year Ottawa went to the 07 finals, and I actually came back and I'm still playing, and I started doing some radio stuff for back then it was the Team 1200, but I was set up on Elgin Street with AJ Jakubak, and we were at my buddy's restaurant, St. Louis Bar and Grill, and we had a tiki bar set up on Elgin Street, Wally, and you could just see we did the show in the afternoons. It was called Afternoon Delight. There you go. That was the name of our show, Afternoon Delight, and it was so much fun being from Ottawa and just seeing how excited everybody was in the city. It was fantastic. So I'm feeling that energy again, Wally, and it's so good to see you here in Ottawa.
Well, 5-point lead in the standings right now, the wild card standings.
Yeah.
Huge.
Yep. Long way to go.
I know it's a long way to go, but like teams are running out of track now. So that's like under 18, like once they get to the 10-game mark left in the season,
it's tough.
It's to be extremely tough to gain any kind of
a lot of 3-point games. And now we're into the territory of looking on X today, all the people saying, well, if this team will have to go whatever the record is, 12 and like some really high percentage hockey to get to whatever that number, call it 92 points, 93, whatever you think it's going to take. You can start doing the equations of which each team needs to play at, and it's tough. Yeah. Like when you break it down that way, it's really tough. So Ottawa's put themselves in a really advantageous position, but now they just got to keep. Unfortunately, you're going to get a lot of the quotes now, Wally, where it's take it one day at a time, one game at a time, one shift at a time, because
we're not thinking about the playoffs.
You got us. It's so hard to stay in the moment as a player, but you have to. You cannot think ahead. You just got to think about your next game, your next shift. Just dumb it right down and just stick with your superstitions and your routines. And Drake's eating steak the night before a game and all that stuff. And the superstitions and the routine. People wonder why hockey players have it. It's so you don't think about all the other stuff. That's why you do it, because if you do, that's when you get yourself into trouble.
It is, the whole thing is interesting to watch it just play out, and we haven't been able to even come close to experiencing this. I think there was the 1 year where they got to within 6, but they weren't really close, or at least it didn't feel like it. But sitting in the spot they're in, and I know they're 5 points, whatever it is, back of Tampa. I don't know that if they can catch Tampa or not. I know they play them one more time, but that seems awfully tough.
You never know. It'll be tough. But I was a little nervous about that Philadelphia game, because those are the types of games when you play. And Philadelphia hung around in that game for a while. Like that game was not a layup. It's just, it gets really tough to win. And but the nice thing is, like, they got Columbus 2 or 3 more times.
3 times.
Wow, those games are going to be massive. Massive games. Yeah, if you take a look at
they only play one Western team now, which is 2, one on the road. I think they've got Colorado and Chicago left, but everything else is the East. They have got, like, I don't like the Florida game in there, but we'll see how that played. Like, boy, oh boy, that's a hell of a stretch. All winnable, but that's a hell of a stretch.
All winnable. Well, every game's winnable.
I know.
I know what you mean. I know what you mean, though.
Like, man, they play Toronto really well. They play Montreal fairly well. That Boston game is huge. Yeah, I think if they can get to the April, this group is going to look like it'll be a fun time to watch for sure. That last stretch of all the home games, 9 out of 10 or whatever it is, will be fun.
Yeah. Well, you're seeing right now a lot of guys that were brought in are starting to show why they were brought in. We mentioned David Perron, how he's playing right now, and I can't believe we've gone. How long we've been on for right now? We've gone 44 minutes, and I haven't mentioned
Michael Amadio.
Michael Amadio. He was so good. Wally, he was. I thought he was Ottawa's best player last night. I thought he was
since February 1st, if I'm not mistaken, he's second on the team in goals.
Yeah, and the goals are great. He's scoring some key ones. He scored some real key ones, but it's just how he plays the game, how he hounds pucks, steals pucks, extends play in the O zone. He's such a smart player, and the thing I like about him is he's very composed. And one of the big things you need around this time of year is composure. Guys that are that play hard, play smart, but they're calm, because it's infectious on the rest of your team. And David Perron was talking about the other day about get down in games, but we got to keep our composure, play the same way. And that's what Amadio does. Like he's a really smart player. Like it's going to get interesting because I know everybody wants Zetterlund to get more ice time and get more of an opportunity, but that's a very competitive fight now, what you've got for ice time amongst the forwards, because everybody in the last little while here is playing some really good hockey. You take out the Detroit game, but it's not as easy to take Zetterlund and just say, okay, you're going to play more and you're going to do this, because when you do that, I'll give you an example. So he's getting some second power play time right now. So who did you have to take off to give him that opportunity? You know who the guy is? Shane Pinto. Shane Pinto's off the power play because they're trying to figure out a way how to give Zetterlund some looks. But Shane Pinto's a pretty good player. and he scored a lot of goals now. But that's the tough part as the coach. Yeah. It's a juggling act of trying to make sure you can win, trying to make sure you put the guys in situation. That's number one. Number one's winning. But
so until they lose, I don't know that you're going to see Lindy line juggling, right?
Why you cannot break up that line right now of Ridley Gregg, Shane Pinto, and Michael Amadio. They were
the gap line.
They were so good, and it's trust, right? You hear this all the time. Coaches play guys they can trust, and Travis Green and the coaches have a ton of trust on that line right now, and rightfully so. And then you're not breaking up Batherson and Cousins, and David Perron's playing his best hockey as an Ottawa Senator. And then you got your top line, and they're playing great with Giroux, Kachuk, and Stützle. So this will play itself out. Zetterlund's a good player. He can score some goals, but it's going to be. It's the other thing he is doing, Wally, is the guys know when you have another guy that can play, it elevates other guys because there's internal competition. It's like, yeah, I have to play well, but I also have to play well for me
to stay where I am. Yeah,
to stay where I am. It's internal competition within your lineup, which is always a good thing to have.
The show is always brought to you by Gabriel Pizza, the official pizza of the Ottawa Senators, and coming in hot. Download the Gabriel app today. Earn points with every purchase on the app and get exclusive deals with Gabriel Pizza Perks. Don't forget, today you can get 40% off any 9-inch pizza thanks to the Sens scoring 4 last night. Actually, they scored 5. Download the Gabriel Pizza app and save on your pizza. And of course, Yorkie, I'm happy to tell you with Sobeys NHL, I guess it's called the My NHL Picks. Play them weekly for a chance to win big prizes. I just went 5 for 5 this week in my picks. There's a new slate of games opens up every Thursday from now until the end of the regular season. So download the Sobeys app, pick the winners of 5 NHL games, and compete for your chance to win prizes such as Sobeys grocery offers up to 150,000 Scene Plus points. And of course, the grand prize, I might be entered now for a trip for 4 to this year's Stanley Cup Finals. So
trip for 4.
Yeah. I said last show that we could take our spouses, and then Jake and Eric, our producer Jake, was very upset that we didn't include him. So the spouses are out, and we are taking Eric and Jake.
We got him. Jake's been killing it on our coming in hot little teasers they send up. He had put up a great one about you yesterday, Wally, and you never rush into a bromance, especially with food mode. Take things slow. Take it slow.
I'm okay. I'm over. I just liked.
You got
that and chatted a lot.
You got in the Drake there, and you're getting a little sad again.
No, I didn't go full. I wasn't full Brady at that point.
We were having a great time with Drake. We're talking about everything. Everything was positive. And you got to bring up Josh leaving town again. You got all sad. So it's okay. I understand. It's all right. Things will be okay.
Let's not. Anyway, let's move on.
I know. Okay. Change the subject.
Interesting that Linus Ullmark got the night off as they called up Levi Merilainen to be the backup to Anton Forsberg last night. I'm just curious what you think of that.
That was a great move. Give Ullmark a complete day of rest, because when you're the backup, you got to go in and take warm up, right? So you're taking a million shots. And did you ever watch the warm up? Well, yeah, obviously you have. Do you see where guys shoot the puck in the warm up? The backup, we call it the backup goalie in warm up. You used to say an old term in hockey. So you're moving up to the front tees, and you're zigging them over the shoulders. It's not fun being the backup goalie in warm up. So complete day off. The guy just had 49 shots. Rest him up. He's played a ton of hockey. Great move. Merilainen comes up. Anybody that thought he was going to play was out of their mind. They're playing Forsberg the whole time. If you were going to do that, put Levy in, then why on earth would you have kept Forsberg at the trade deadline? You would have got something back in return. If you didn't trust him to do that, to play in these types of games, then there's no point in keeping him at the deadline. It's stupid. So the whole conspiracy theory that Levy was going to play was none. Come on. And not that I don't think Merilainen's a great goalie.
Yeah, but he's earned it. Like, his play has said, well, maybe we should see.
But then you're not keeping Forsberg at the deadline. Then you would have made the decision then to say, this is what we're doing. 100%. This is what we're doing. We're moving forward this way because you played so well. And he did play well. He played great. I'm not taking anything away from him, but you kept Forsberg. He's your guy. He's your backup. And we talked about on the show. I'm not going to say I knew, but I had a good feeling he was going to come in and answer the call. Forsberg played really well last night. He made some really big saves, some key saves, some timely saves. So he was a big reason why Ottawa won that game last night. It was a team effort, tough road game, but Forsberg answered the call, and he's going to have to do it a few more times because Ullmark's not going to be able to play every game. And this is why you kept him. This is why you pay him, and he's got experience. So I thought it was a non-story that there's no chance Forsberg would not be playing.
I just want to go back to the backup goalie for a second warm up, because I've never forgotten this. Glenn Healy one time said, watch this. And he had a radar gun behind the net, and he's like showing how much harder guys shoot on the backup goalie than they do on the starter. And he's like, you being a backup in warm up.
That's right. Yeah. That's why you don't, like, because players all have a routine where they like to get into before their games. And you want to, if you're a guy that likes to come in tight and go high, well, you're going to practice that and warm up. And unfortunately, if you miss by an inch, you're hitting the goalie right in that shoulder part that hurts a lot. The last thing you want to do is see Ullmark take one off the collarbone and warm up. So it's funny that you brought up that Healy story, because I can remember myself in warm up, like, especially if you have a really young goalie that hasn't been in the league, like, you're just teeing off on him. He's just getting punished.
I remember, so Mike Hoffman used to infuriate Craig Anderson, even Zach Smith, in practice, of shooting too high on them, and it would lead to words being exchanged, if you will. But you never want to take a puck, especially around the collarbone. Yeah.
I told you the story when we got Tom Barrasso here in Ottawa. Like, we had a big team meeting before. Like, we were all sitting around the dressing room, and we heard we acquired Barrasso, and McEachran had played in Pittsburgh, and he knew all about Barrasso. He's like, guys, just going to tell you right now, you're not allowed to shoot above his knees on his pads. He will whip a stick at your head if you hit him high. And guys like, okay, note that, no high ones on Tommy in practice. But yeah, like, it was some goalies, you got to respect a little more in practice, because they'll snap on you.
I think Barrasso never went down in practice, right? He just stood there. I don't remember him being overly active in goal during practice, but I might be wrong.
Yeah. He was so good at playing the puck too, Wally Barrasso. He was one of the best puck handling goalies I ever played with. I loved him. I thought he's great. I love cocky. I love cocky goalies. I like my goalie to have some swagger. I like him just to be good and know he's good, and like I like a little bit of edge.
So then, who is aside from Tommy B, because he's well known for being cocky, who was the cockiest other goalie that you played with?
Tim Thomas in Boston was
yeah.
really sure of himself, and if you scored on him in practice too, he'd tell you to fuck off, and he'd yell at you, and he'd get mad. Timmy was great. Again, like guy that's really confident in his abilities, battler. Like I love that in my goalie. Timmy was like that. I had Jaguar in Anaheim when he was a younger guy, but you could see I like French goalies too, Wally. I think there's a French goalie factor, especially from that era. There used to be a lot of really good French goalies. I know. I don't know what happened. The wells dried up.
Yeah.
But Jiggy is a really good goalie, confident to, again, a little swagger, right? And then I'm trying to think. Well, Thomas Faucon in Nashville, another guy. He's great goalie, confident guy, really good shape. Thomas, great goalie. Who else? Oh, Mike Vernon. Oh, I can't leave Verdi out. He was great.
I just saw last night or the other night, Monday night, the rink was Chris Osgood coming through with Detroit.
Awesome guy.
Yeah. But he was a.
So I'll tell you about Osgood. When I played with him, and I played mostly with him in the minors. He was the type of guy. And I also loved when a goalie was really calm during a game where you could chat. Like you would skate by and he would tell a joke and laugh at a guy and like a whistle, I'd skate by and he's like, oh, it's whatever. He'd make fun of some guy on another team. Like he's just so relaxed and calm in the moment. Also, not everybody's dialed that way, but Ozzy was just so relaxed back there. And what a great career too. Great goalie.
Oh, yeah. All right. Back tomorrow, 9 a.m. Graham Nichols is going to join us. There may be another guest. I'm not 100% sure yet. But until then, we'll delve into more of the Philly game and get you set for the Boston Bruins matchup tomorrow.
They're coming off they just had a win. Like everybody thinks they're just going to fold up the tents here. Not a chance.
No, but they're playing free, right? And you know what those teams are like.
Tough to play against.
Yeah. So
tough to play against.
We will set that up for you tomorrow. Until then, take care, everybody. Have a great day. And thanks to Drake Batherson for coming on the show.
Yep. Thanks for watching, everybody.
Yeah.
Thanks for tuning in to Coming In Hot. If you enjoyed the show, hit that like button and be sure to subscribe to never miss an episode.